I mentioned last week that I had the regular bobbins with a high-speed whirl because I can't find my fast whirl, and it was really messing up my tension and everything. I still can't find my fast whirl, but so I did some CJ Kopek and then 3-plaited. I separated it all out by color, and the color actually matched up pretty well in a separate ply. So this is what I ended up with. It's about 100 and maybe 20 yards of a worsted weight.
How much did you start out with?
4 ounces.
Okay.
So it is definitely not my best yardage today, but it's a nice thick yarn. It'll make a nice hat or something. Scarf.
Be a nice cowl.
So I finished that.
Cool.
And really I rushed through it just to get it off my wheel because I had something else I wanted to cast on. Let's see if I can find the tag. Yeah, here it is.
Is it cast on or spin on?
Spin on, whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know
Damn
what
it.
you mean.
You're always correcting me, Laura.
Our friend Carol says that I always correct Leslie in every single podcast.
We're looking at you. So I had this, I got it from my Loopy Swap 5 partner. I can't remember her name. But she got this at a wool festival. It's called Bonkers. And it was a 50-50 Tinsel Merino blend. And this is what it looks like before it's spun. I have half of it spun and half of it not. So this is what it looks like before it's spun. Nice kind of silky, pretty green. I like it a lot, actually. And this is what it looks like after. Now I left the extra unspun so I wouldn't lose the end. But so this is what it is. It'll end up being probably a 2-ply fingering, I expect. And I'm using my high speed. Actually, this is Laura's high speed bobbin. But I did notice something, and I wanted to show you actually, because you remember how when I put the bobbin on the needle, it was kind of shifting back and forth just a little bit, and I asked you if that was normal. So these are the older shock bobbins. These are the newer ones, and if you see, this one's got a little rubber thing that sticks out further, so it doesn't move as much as this one. And I didn't notice it until I went to put on my new bobbin today. So
that's interesting.
Well, I guess it's this end. But yeah, so this one's got a little rubber washer that sticks out, so it still shifts a little back and forth, but not as much.
It was driving you crazy.
It was, but
it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, another way that we're very different. So that's pretty much it. I spun late last night. I probably didn't go to bed until 1 because I really wanted to finish half of this to show y'all, and then I'll spin the other half.
So that's half exactly?
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was one long strip, so I just laid it out in half and split it. So. I probably won't get but maybe 400-ish yards out of it, but I'm okay with that.
That's pretty. What's that?
This is the leftover from that Vesper.
Are you going to do like another
monster skein? Yeah, I tend to keep all of the extra that I have left on bobbins after I spin, because I never spin evenly enough to end all with the same amount on the bobbins. So I keep what's left over, and when I need this bobbin, I'll wind it off. But I'll Navajo ply the singles, just whatever's left onto each other, and I'll have one long monster skein. I've got one somewhere in a drawer, but whatever. If y'all want to see it, I'll post a picture on Ravelry. So I just keep what's left over, and I make it just a random monster skein when I'm done.
And I don't. I always, because I'm so afraid of always running out of yarn, that I ply mine usually the same way or very similar. And just have it as a backup. And have it as backup.
That makes sense.
Because if it's 20 yards, it's 20 yards. Sometimes, like with that shawl, that's all you need to get through. So, no.
Damn it, I've got this thing tangled and I'm not making it any better. Okay, so what about you for spinning?
Do you want to go over what's in your spinning bag, or do you want to
Yeah, sure, I guess.
So I was talking online about, we were talking about nitty knotties, and I said I had an emergency nitty knotty in my spinning bag. And some people asked to see what's in my spinning bag. So Leslie and I actually have the same shaped spinning bag, and I'll let her start.
This is all Laura's idea, so I'm not going to take any credit for this. We got this bag at Loopy U Spring Fling number 2, and it's a knit tube, right? And it was made by Namaste. And when we got it, we were kind of confused and not totally certain what we were going to use it for, but Laura found the perfect use for it. So it's got 2 main pockets.
You can see where the division is right there.
The top pocket's just drawstring. So this is normally where I keep my fiber that I'm working on. If it's like I had this tucked into it. It's tucked in there, so when I need it, I can just pull it out. And if I have extra bobbins, like if I know I'm going to make it through when the bobbin I'm working on, I'll need another one, I'll shove an extra bobbin in there. And then it's got a separate closure, a zipper closure. And on the other end, you've got two separate pockets. So you've got one where just a little sort of hideaway pocket. You could put scissors or some other, I don't use this for anything actually. I should probably put my scissors in there, but I don't. And then another zipper on top, where I stashed my fiber that I bought at Hanes, because I didn't want Michael to know I bought some.
You should show that off, because it's pretty.
Yeah, this is an abstract fiber. Damn,
that's really pretty.
It's coming undone.
I'm sorry.
It's called Rockstar, so of course I had to purchase it just because it was called Rockstar. So it's kind of blues and purples, and there's a black in there. It's also a 50-50 tinsel blend. So I don't know if I'll spin this next because I'm spinning a tinsel blend now, so I'll probably take a break and do something different and then come back to this.
I like that one a lot.
I've got random supplies in here, so I'll show you what I've got. Because my wheel's a shot, the matchless, you just use cotton twine for the drive band. You don't need the rubber. So I have some crochet cotton that it's probably not the best thing to use because it is kind of stretchy, and you have to adjust it constantly as you spin, because it starts out as tight, but then as it stretches it gets looser. So I'll have a little cone of that in there. I'll probably just need to get some kitchen twine though. And then I also have, there's more stuff. I also have my Knitty Knotty that I got at the Fiber Festival we went to a couple months ago, which I can make into different sizes, the 1 yard or 2 yard I guess. And it breaks down really easy. So I have that. And if I'm traveling with my wheel, I'll also have my orifice hook in here, but because my wheel's in use downstairs, I don't. So I only have a couple other things in here. Laura's is probably more useful than mine. I have a pair of scissors. Not super sharp because it's just for fiber. And I have the little Nancy's Knit Knack, I think is what it was. Yeah, Nancy's Knit Knacks. And I am kind of curious because it's got measurements on when you're spinning what your final result sizing is.
So it's wraps per inch. So you wrap it so that they're almost touching, but not. Yeah, they're touching, but they're not.
They're not scrunched against each other. They're just touching, right? So it's got inch measurements.
They're not overlapping.
But the measurements on here are different from the measurements on Ravelry. So like here it says to get a fingering weight, you need 19 to 22 wraps per inch. But on Ravelry it's like 14 to something. 14.
And on my Ashford one it says 17 to 18.
So I don't know if there's a universal thing or if it's just kind of a guesswork. But this is the one that I got from one of my swap partners, so I keep it with me. It's pretty handy. And that's all that's in my spinning bag. What about what's in your spinning bag?
Okay. Like Leslie said, we use the Namaste knit tubes. Mine has fiber in it, in the one end that Leslie showed storing her fiber in. I also store fiber in that. I have some twisted fiber arts cloudy roving in there. That's probably going to be what I spin next.
Where'd you get that?
Twisted fiber arts.
Oh, I thought maybe you got it on a D-stash or
nope.
something.
She had a sale in March where everything was like 20% off or 10% off or something, so I scooped up some of her fiber then. In my little side pocket, I store scissors. My extra whorls.
That's a really good spot for your whorls.
Lip gloss, because you never know when you're going to need some lip balm.
So they probably can't see that. You should lift it up a little bit. The bag, where everything's coming from.
And extra cotton to do ties. And my my bug has a built-in lazy Kate, so these are extra little things nuts. They're kind of little nuts that go on the end that keep the bobbin from coming out.
Michael found her some silver ones that match her lazy Kate, so the black ones are just spares.
Well, they're extras, because I tend to lose them. They tend to go out and
off.
Yeah. So I have my high-speed whirl and my regular size whirl in there. Anything that's not in use that's small goes in that pocket. So here's my tool pocket. I have my oil bottle. And also the little key that goes with my wheel to make any adjustments that I might need to make. There's a little key. I have hair bands. Another thing that the built-in Lazy Kate uses is rubber bands to tension. So I have hair bands. These ones are actually a little bit too thick. I need to get some skinnier ones.